Well, it's day 7 of World's Group Stage with coverage brought to you by Alienware. I'm joined by Odoamne right now after, well, an interesting day for them. They were making it out. Let's just focus on that, right? Is that what you're thinking about all of today? Is like, well, we got out of groups.
I mean, you can put it that way. I mean, for all the hope humors out there, we made it out. So, but for me, it's like it really doesn't feel like an achievement. It feels like actual depression. Just making quarters after you lose 3 in a row is just quite a horrible feeling. It's hard to look at it in perspective, to think that, everyone from EU and probably NA as well just is not making it out, and I don't know, at the same time, maybe this is just the reality of the situation where EU as a region is just not as good as it used to be, maybe things need to change in EU as well, because everyone's just like tunnel visioning on NA, NA doesn't make it out, blah, 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 LCS is just bad level, but at the same time, I feel like maybe it's the same for you, we always, were like quite happy with how we're doing like domestically, all the teams like G2, Fnatic and us, but I think it's the first at Worlds in a really long time where you kind of technically underperforms. I mean, I don't know, like we made it out, and it's if it would have been like 1 and 2 at the beginning of groups and then we went 3-0 or like 0-3 and then we went 3-0 and went tiebreaker and then we make it, and everyone would be like, holy fuck, you so good, but now it's kind of the other way around. So now we are bad as well,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like at the same time, a lot of things can happen in this week. Depending on the draw as well. There's a lot of things for us to learn. In a way, it's good that we lost because it makes it very obvious to you that you have issues that you need to fix. So yeah, I mean, hopefully for the better, we'll see what happens in this week, but definitely really, really upset or like disappointed with my and our performance today.
We were waiting for this room to open up, and we were talking a little bit about the kind of absurdity of like NA09, you guys going 1-9. I mean, thank God you guys won earlier today, right? You broke the terrible record we had at least. But what do you think it is that like led to this? I know obviously it's harder for you to speak to things outside of your team, but why do you think it is that Europe had what a lot of people consider like a decent first week, followed up by such a tough second week?
It's hard, I mean, there can be a lot of factors from like, motivation, mentality. We can go into the whole psychology shebang and all of this stuff, but I'm not really sure. I mean, I would even say, format might be an issue because even though it's like best of one, the fact that, for the whole year you're practicing, I feel like practice is quite low compared to the amount, or like quite high compared to the amount of stage games. Like we're practicing, I don't know, 20 games a week and then we play 2 stage games. And I feel like in a way you don't get pushed into different metas as often because you just need to prepare one draft. While, for example, if you play best of threes, a game goes to 3 games, you might have 3 completely different styles that your team is playing, and I feel like in a way it builds a bit of muscle memory in that sense, or like the metaphorical sense that you are quick to change, to adapt to different things, to completely switch metas with like bans and all of this stuff. And I'm not sure if it's this, because in a way I feel like there's a loads of issues, so like I can list, and you cannot find like a main one, but this one is definitely one of the issues, I would say, because I don't know, it feels, going to playing 3 opponents in the day and having to switch your prep to different teams, different size, different bands, and all of this stuff might have been just something that made us really, really bad today. So it might have also been the thing that is the same for other EU teams or also NA teams, because it's like you went from playing 1 opponent a day to playing 3. Yeah. So that's kind of the common factor here, that you're just like playing more than one person or more than one team, so you just suck.
All right. Do you know or do you have a preference on who you will play after this, like in quarterfinals?
I mean, who's there? There's JDG.
Yeah, JDG and then T1, right? Did T1 get out first?
No, T1. Wait. Oh, it's just T1 EDG. So it's JDG, T1. And in Group D, there's like, what is it? It's like Gen G, RNG.
Oh, yeah, here we go. We got Gen NG, RNG are probably it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think RNG would be best for us because I mean, I don't know, we played them, scrimmed them a couple of times, and out of everyone, it's fine. I think someone from like Group D, I think, because either GNG and RNG don't look too hot, even in like our games in practice and stuff. But at the same time, the relative strength of the teams is quite similar, so you can't really be picky when you're second seed,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think T1 or the boys from the Group Z would be best for us, at least stylistically. At the same time, no matter who you face, is gonna be quite a hard game.
Yeah. Okay. I know it sucks because of today, but also you're the only Western team to make it out. We were laughing about how North America joins the Western bandwagon after we all get eliminated. So does it feel cool at least to be like the Western hope, as it were?
I mean, we're all just kind of everyone just jumping on the hopium bandwagon. Is everyone wants to feel good and happy. It's like when depression hits home, you kind of go be happy somewhere else, but. I mean, it's similar to 2016 for me because in 2016 we're also the only. Actually, well, it was Cloud9 as well, but you're at least the only European team, so it is quite similar. In a way, it's kind of cool, that we're the only Western team to make it out. But at the same time, it's also kind of sad, I mean, it's not about the pressure or anything, because I don't know. Today we kind of welcome the pressure as well because EU was out and. I don't really think whatever happened today was from like pressure. It's just like teams were just like a lot better than us. So I don't know. I mean, I welcome the support. Obviously, we're really happy to welcome our NA refugees from across the pond. Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we don't let the West down. The West, because now it's all about the West. Where it's not EU, not NA, it's the West. We're all united.
You can't spell West without we, and so it's all for yeah. We're rooting for you.
Yeah. I mean, exactly that. It's one big happy community from now on.
Exactly. Very good. All right. Anything that you want to say to the fans out there?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that you guys kept rooting for us, even though technically the West in week 2 is 118. Oh my god, when you put it like that, it's 118. No, well, actually, 100 teams has to play as well, But a fat 118 is definitely not something to be happy about. But we have to take the small wins. We're the team that got the win, so we're kind of carrying it forward. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate everyone. The year has been long and eventful for at least for me and Rogue. A lot of stuff has happened in EU, and now at Wolves to be the only team to make it forward feels really good. Even though the circumstances are not ideal. We didn't really finish the group with a bang as we wanted to, but there is hope to like redeeming ourselves. Next week, because I don't want to go home from Wolves getting stomped 3-0. Just like today.
Very good. Thank you so much for the interview. We're all rooting for you next week. So thank you so much for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things Worlds right here on my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching that interview. I'm at Worlds right now as matches are happening behind me, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Alienware supporting me through all these years. Guess what? New York is very, very expensive. Like, think about how expensive it could be, and then like think about it being way more expensive than that. And I wouldn't be able to do it if it wasn't for Alienware's help. So thank you so much to them. You can check out their link in the description. Also, if you want to see some interviews early, we sometimes post those for members of the YouTube channel. They're shouting out, "Let's go EG," so I guess I need to shut up now.